Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking to watch this video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys an affordable, beginner-friendly brow tutorial. If you guys had seen my previous video, I showed you guys how I shave my brows at home, and so this is the continuation of that one. I'll leave a link up in the cards so you guys can go ahead and check that out if you are interested. As my sister had requested that I do a video like this on my channel, I figured I'd go ahead and do it more beginner friendly. Alright, so with that said, let's go ahead and get into the video. I'm going to show you guys the products that I use in this video. They're all quite affordable. So to do this, you'll need a brow pencil. And so this one I picked up at the Dollar Tree. I like these, and I always pick them up from time to time just to make sure that I always have one on hand. I like the formula of these. This one is the LA Colors one, and it's just their brown eyeliner and brow pencil, and they're just, the formula of them is just a little bit waxy, and they're just really good for that $1 price tag that they have, and I think you get 2 of them in the pack. The next things that I'm going to be using are a angled brush and a spoolie. You can get them separately, or you can just have a brush that comes with both. You have a angled end and a spoolied end. Also need a concealer of your choice to clean up your brows once you're done drawing them on. So I have the NYX Full Coverage one here. If you guys have been watching my different videos, you guys will know that this is pretty much the only concealer that I will use to clean up my brows, and that's all I use it for, is to clean up my brows. I love the consistency of it. You can also use the concealer you're planning on using on your face, but for me, I'm going to just use this one. But using a concealer like this one is also another option. You don't have to have 2 separate things. I like to use a concealer that's a shade or 2 lighter than my actual foundation shade, because I'm trying to highlight that area. And then I have like a fluffy brush here that I'm just going to use to blend out the concealer around the brows to make sure that it doesn't have that halo look around it. So I can zoom you guys in. Woo. Whoa. So I'm going to be taking a spoolie first, and I'm going to use that to just brush my I'm going to use that to just brush up my brow hairs and place them all in one direction. You can see. Now that that's done, I'm going to go in with my brow pencil. I want to make sure that it's sharpened and it has a point, because that's going to just help you a whole lot more. And I'm just going to go in, and I'm going to start off on the bottom of the brows using a very light hand and light strokes. So, and I'm just gonna follow the natural hairline of my brows. You guys can see. Alright, but I also like to take the line a little bit farther out, just a little bit further than where my brow hairs start, so that I can fade, so that later on when I'm fading it, I get that nice like faded area. You guys will see what I mean at the end. Because this pencil is so creamy, you don't have to use a heavy hand with it at all. So I kind of messed up, so I'm just gonna go back in. So one of my brows is a little bit easier to work with than the other one. This one versus this one, sometimes they never turn out the same. So now that that is done, what you want to do now is we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna create the arch on the top. So about like center way in the brows, and I'm going to follow my natural arch right where my brow hairs are. That's where I'm placing this, and I'm going to be following my natural arch with this. I'm just outlining that. Okay, so once I think I've got that, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull down and then just connect it to that first line that I created, and there you go, you get a full arch and the tail end. So once this is done, okay, so once that is all done, going in and I'm filling in that tail with the brush, still using a light hand, taking my time and slowly moving to the front of my brows with a light hand still, and I'm just going to start filling the entire brow area in. Okay, so there we go. All right. That's what this one looks like versus this one right now. So that's what they're both looking like now that they're both filled in. I know they look rather harsh, but we're gonna fix that now. I'm gonna clean up the brows and we're going to make them look completed. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and before I go back through them and spool them, I'm going to go ahead and just clean up around them with the concealer at the front of the brow. And again, I'm just using a light hand. I like to kind of lay it down first. I'm just gonna kind of do it a little bit slower. And you don't want to take too much concealer or make the brush too saturated in concealer, because then you can get concealer bleeding through into the brows, and then you're gonna have to start all over by trying to cover that concealer, because the concealer is what is like, it's covering up any mistakes you made. So once it gets into the brows too far, then it's just erasing the lines, and so you get choppiness in your brows. So you want to like make sure that you're giving it like a good coating of concealer, but you're not picking up too much to where it's going to start to like run into your brows and create a mess. So you're just going to take your time and just follow underneath the line you drew, just taking your time and just following your brows. And then now I'm going to go ahead and go on top. I'm going to take the brush with the side that has the product on it, and I'm just going to lay that on my face this way, on my brows, on top of my brows this way. And I'm going to start a little bit higher than where my brow actually starts, and then just gently work my way down so I don't have all of that product directly on top of my brows, and it's going to be a lot easier to blend later on when I'm blending out all of this concealer. Once you have that, you just want to kind of help to blend the concealer up and away from the brows. Okay, so I'm connecting them now. Yeah, so connecting my concealer just helps me to make sure that my brows are like at the same, kind of at the same thickness at the beginning. I'm gonna go in with my spoolie and I'm going to blend the front to start fading it so it's not so harsh. Let me just show you guys. So I'm just gonna take the edge of the spoolie and I'm actually going to blend it forward like so. But this portion just takes a little bit of patience and also a light hand with the spoolie, because you don't want to blend away all of that product you just laid down. You don't want to blend in too far on your brows, but you want to like blend and drag it forward. And then I'm gonna go ahead with my concealer brush with nothing on it, and we're just gonna clean up anything that needs to be like cleaned up or neatened up. We're just gonna do that now before I go in and start to blend away with my brush. So now I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this unibrow, and I'm going to be taking a brush and I'm going to go ahead and just use this to blend around the brows and blend out this concealer. Okay, and then just gonna take it down. Just gonna wipe away a little bit, like wipe away some of the concealer. Just wipe. So to make sure that you don't have that halo look above the brows, I'm just gonna go in with my foundation shade. I'm gonna pump a small amount of it on my. I'm gonna pump just a small little pump of it on the back of my hand, and I'm going to use the brush I was using to blend out the concealer, and I'm just gonna take it and just blend above that area again, just to help. I could have gone in with the foundation from the beginning to clean up the top of the brows, but I just wanted to use the concealer because I find that it just helps with the fading of the brows. a little bit better, and it also helps me to see a little bit better, to kind of make sure that the beginnings of the brows are even. Okay, and there we go. Just blend a little bit around the front. Remove that white cast, and there we go. Now that the halo is blended out, I'm just gonna go in and set them down with a powder. And you just need any old eyeshadow palette that has like a deep enough brown in there. Doesn't have to be like a brow powder or anything. You just need an eyeshadow palette. I have like this one right here from Juvia's Place, is the Chocolates by Juvia's Place palette. So I'm just gonna take this brown shade right here, and I'm not going to pick up too much, and I'm just gonna lightly go over the brows with them. And also just filling in any sparse area. So that's it. There's nothing else I'm going to do. I know I said it was beginner friendly, and I feel like we went through a lot of steps, but I hope that I broke it down enough for you guys out there watching, if you guys are looking for an affordable way to get your brows done. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.